Hi, my name is Tansy McDaniel, and throughout this course of the Introduction to Education and Classroom Technology, I have learned a lot of different things. I have learned how to better assess myself as far as my strengths, my weaknesses, and what I'm going to need to have moving forward as I get closer to becoming a teacher. Um, I know that I'm a little more aware of the qualities that I'm going to have, the commitment, the caring, the um, courage, the consciousness, and the centeredness, and what those things mean. Um, Learned a lot more about the history of schooling in America and the probably the most important thing that I learned is it was up until my just a few years ago, I had homeschooled my daughters until they were ready for high school. And, I've been exposed to many different curriculums, methods, styles, and different just philosophies as far as education goes. And I never really had a word for that. So it was nice to increase my vocabulary a little and find one in the word pedagogy. And let's see what else. I learned a lot more about how children learn, how people learn, the different theories, the different methods, the things that are important to providing a great education for students. I also live in a small town in Montana, and we don't have a very diverse population of students. So it was good to get information about, what that means to the diverse student when we do get one, and how that affects their education experience. I think most of all, though, my knowledge and ability to use technology in a classroom has increased greatly through our assignments and our discussion. I was exposed to a lot more different, tools that you can find on the internet for teaching lessons or assessing your students. And I am excited to use some of those going forward in my lesson planning. Things like, Kahoot and Quizlet. I think I want to, explore those quite a bit more, or Lesson Up, or some of the other multimedia tools that are available. I think my biggest challenge in my teaching journey or my journey to become a teacher is just, trying to complete my degree while I'm working full time at a school. I mean, that also helps, but it's also kind of hard to get everything into a day. But I am plugging right along. I envision using, more technology in my teaching than I probably would have thought that I have. I was a little old school, just books and paper, right? But I think there are a lot of great tools out there, and as many things as we can expose our students to, the better. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.